Buyers today are overwhelmed. They're hit with a tidal wave of information every single day. Emails, webinars, white papers, reports. The result? Noise, paralysis, decision fatigue. But here's the thing. Buyers aren't just looking for more information, they're desperate for better understanding. If you want to stand out today, you need to be more than just a product expert. You need to be a guide, a teacher, a trusted voice who helps them make sense of complexity. In this episode, we'll explore how bringing real, actionable insight into your conversations sets you apart and helps your customers win. Welcome to Sales Today, the podcast for modern B2B sales professionals who are serious about selling the right way. I'm Fred Copestake, sales trainer, consultant, and author of Selling Through Partnering Skills, Hybrid Selling, and Ethical Selling. Each week, we unpack one key principle or technique to help you sell smarter, build deeper trust, and deliver more value without resorting to old school tactics that customers can see straight through. Think about the best salespeople you've ever worked with or even bought from. They probably didn't just sell you a product, did they? They helped you see something you hadn't noticed. They helped you think differently. Now that's the power of insight. So today we're going to break down what true insight looks like, how to prepare it without becoming a full-time researcher, and how to deliver it in a way that creates real momentum for your deals and sales opportunities. So first up, let's be clear, insight isn't about being clever. It's not about overwhelming people with stats, fancy models, statistics, any of that sort of stuff. No. Insight's about shining a light on a problem, opportunity, or a risk that really matters to the customer and that they may not have fully appreciated yet. Think about it like this. Information is facts. Insight is meaning. So if the customer already knows it and has acted on it, it's information. If they haven't seen it clearly or they haven't acted on it, that's insight. So for instance, a salesperson might show a client how their competitors, customers' competitors, are using automation and have cut onboarding times by 30%. Now the client, they knew their onboarding was slow, but they hadn't realized how much it was costing them in lost opportunities. That's the insight. It's changing the customer's perception of urgency and value. So you don't need a research degree to find good insight. Like many things in sales, you just need process. So couple of places that you can look. Now, start off with your own customer base. What patterns are you seeing? What things are they looking at? What stuff are they doing? Where are smart clients investing their time or their budget? Think about that. People you're already selling to. Think about industry or competitor news. So again, what are the major players doing? Are there new regulations or are there shifts in the market? Stuff that's causing ripples, causing concern, causing excitement. I mean, this leads on perfectly to respect factors. I've talked about this before in a previous podcast. So your respect factors are your regulatory, economic, social, political, environmental, competitive, or technology factors that have an impact on your customer. So use these as like a little checklist and see, are there things that are going on under those headings that could be causing disruption, that could be driving a change, that's making them have to respond to what it is that's going on. These are great places to start conversations. And just look at public data. So there might be analyst reports. Get on LinkedIn, look at the posts, look at what your customers, their competitors are talking about. Genuine thought leaders, their blogs. These are all gold mines. They're places where we can start to pick up on what these trending challenges are that our customers are facing and that it could be interesting for us to go and talk about. So little kind of insight formula, if you like, which is trend, impact, action. Okay, so the trend, what's changing? Impact, how does it affect your customer's world? Action, how can you help them win in this new reality? Trend, impact, action. Have a little thing about that. Once you've got that in your mind, once you start to develop stuff around it, you can have way better conversations. So, for instance, you might notice that there's a rise in sustainability regulations. Technically, from respect factors, that's an environmental driver. Now, you can connect that to supply chain challenges that your prospect faces. So, you can frame this conversation around risk management, brand reputation, not just a, hey, we do compliance type conversation. Think about how you can put these things together. And delivering insight is where a lot of salespeople blow it, is where they can make a big mistake. Because what can happen is they fire hose the customer with data. They've got a ton of information, and let's face it, it's a lot easier with AI now. They've got all of this stuff, and it's bam, 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 bam. All customers totally overwhelmed. Or they might sound like a professor. It's so intellectualized, it comes across as so, inverted commas, clever, but it's not, because it's often difficult to understand or kind of overthought. Or you can come across as arrogant. You're rocking up telling the customer everything that they're doing wrong. Not a great position for you to set yourself up as. So just beware those. So there's a couple of little rules, 5 rules in the way in which you can deliver insight. Now, first up, what I'd say is get permission. That can be as simple as asking, would you be open to a different way of looking at this? Okay, hopefully people would be, yeah, they'd be curious and want to see what it is that they might be missing out on. And secondly, we make it specific. Tie that insight back to their world. This is key. This is key in selling, full stop. Tying it back to their world. Rather than finding out generic trends that you could be saying to anybody, any industry, what's going on for them. And if you relate that even back to a specific job role, it's going to have even better impact. And that's the third point. We want to link it to the emotional and the business impact. I mean, good salespeople can talk on both levels here. So you might say something like, this might be why your team is struggling to hit the onboarding KPIs. Something along those lines. So it's something, the struggle is emotional, the business impact is that they're not hitting KPIs. So think about trying to put stuff across on both levels. The fourth way in which we can start to make the way we deliver impact more effective is to frame it or make it collaborative. Invite discussion. Does this feel familiar based on what it is that you're seeing internally? Get that discussion going. Get the conversation happening on us working together on making sense of this. And stay humble. Yeah, this may or may not apply, but I've seen it create some big wins for companies like yours. You're not rocking up with all the answers. Yeah, you're not the hero. My customer's always the hero in these stories. So yeah, we're just trying to get the conversation going. That's the goal. That's what insight's all about. You're not trying to close a sale there and then. It's to spark better, deeper conversation. Earn the right to go into this more valuable discourse where you can start to use questioning skills to really help people think. Remember, salespeople are sense makers. This is part of the process. Earning the right and using that to spark that discussion. So, look, ask yourself, are you giving your customers a new way of thinking? Or are you just giving them another option? That's something else they can choose from. When you're using insight, it shifts conversations from, well, what do you sell? To, well, how can you help us get better? Surely this is where we want to be. We want to help our customers get better. Puts us in a way better position ourselves. Win-win. So let's just make sure this is all landed. You can take stuff away, use it. That's always the objectives of these shorter podcasts now. Today we've covered what insight really is, how it's different to just information. We've talked about where to find insights that matter to your customer. and we've talked about how to deliver those insights in a way that builds trust and opens up new opportunities. So remember, also these short podcasts, we've got actions. Challenge, action. Before the next sales conversation, your next sales conversation, we pick one insight, just one, that could shift your customer's thinking. Prepare it, frame it, practice asking permission to share it. Then watch how it transforms the dynamic of the meeting. Look how it's different to what's happening when you're trying to push a solution or you're just asking specification type questions. So if this episode gave you some fresh ideas, make sure you subscribe, share it with a colleague, connect with me on LinkedIn, take the scorecard that's in the show notes. That's designed to give you insight. Practice what I preach. I'm Fred Copestake. This is Sales Today. Until next time, lead with insight, not just information, and keep selling the right way.